I want to talk to you about the long-term effects of tests. Let's assume you've studied a list of vocabulary word pairs for a while. And let's assume memory strength is a continuum where left is low and right is high. Some items you know better than others, and most are in the middle. They're distributed normally so you get a bell curve. Let's imagine a line that divides the graph in two. To its right are items you can remember, and to its left are items you cannot remember. We'll call this line the threshold of memory strength. Now, say you do one of two things in two different conditions. In one condition, you restudy all of the items, which strengthens them. So everything moves to the right a little bit. In the second condition, you take a test on all of the items. In this case, you remember the stronger items, but not the weaker items. The items you remember get a lot stronger, so they move to the right more than they would in the restudy condition. But the items you don't remember don't get stronger, so they don't move. For example, if I said dog, and you thought, oh, the answer is perro, your memory strength for dog would increase. If I said cat, but you couldn't remember the word for cat in Spanish, you wouldn't learn the association between cat and gato, which is the correct answer. So your memory strength for that association would stay the same. What do you end up with in these two conditions? In the restudy condition, everything moves to the right some. While in the test condition, some of the items move to the right a lot, but others don't move at all. Let's imagine now that you're going to take a test on what you know. If you take the test right away, will you know more in the restudy condition or in the test condition? To figure that out, you can just look at how many items are above the threshold of memory strength. So, on an immediate test, the restudy condition will do better. However, if you wait a week before taking the test, you will forget. Forgetting is a loss of memory strength, so everything will shift to the left on the graph. It is important to note that in all conditions, forgetting takes place at the same rate. We forget just as quickly in the test condition as we do in the restudy condition. When things slide to the left, a lot of memories that were above threshold in the restudy condition move below threshold. Not as many move below threshold in the test condition because the test condition memories were farther above threshold to start with. What does this tell us? On the immediate test, we find that performance is better in the restudy condition, but on a delayed test, performance is better in the test condition. But remember, you're actually forgetting at the same rate in both conditions. In other words, it can seem like taking a test is a good way to stop yourself from forgetting, even in situations where tests don't actually prevent forgetting.